And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel. Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today I wanted to do a little video and kind of go over some of the movies that I've been watching lately. Here for the past little bit, I've been on a big animal attack / monster movie kind of kick, and I've been watching quite a few. Most of these were blind buys that I added into my collection, for one reason or another, and there's been some good and there's been some bad, and I'll just kind of go over briefly. It's all spoiler free, and just kind of tell you which ones I liked and which ones I didn't. Kind of maybe give you some recommendations, I guess. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one I want to talk about is Beneath. And this is a monster movie. This one came from Scream Factory. They sell it on the website for like $15.98. It's a really, really solid movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I pre-ordered The Howling, and I needed to put something in the order so I can get free shipping. And so I went ahead and grabbed this one. And it's really kind of a straightforward monster movie. It's basically about a bunch of kids who go up to a lake, and they're just up there to party, have a good time. And the lake has a big giant man-eating fish in there. The weird part is that one of them knows the fish is there, but he still wants to take his friends up to this lake and get drunk and party and with the man-eating fish there. I don't know why he wouldn't have told his friends about the fish, why he chose to leave that out, but whatever. A lot of craziness happens. It's a good looking fish monster, and he's on screen quite a bit. I mean, he just keeps coming at him, and it pretty much all takes place right in the boat. I thought they would be like getting off the boat. Maybe they're like trapped on the island or something, or maybe they're. I didn't know what would happen, to be honest with you. It was complete blind buy, but I liked it. Rewatchability, it's a little low, just due to the circumstances of the movie. A little bit low on the rewatchability, but pretty solid movie. I would definitely recommend this one. If you're a Scream Factory collector, you're going to want to pick this one up. This is a movie that's been out for a while, and they sent it to me with a slipcover. So that's also pretty cool. And there's actually a really cool special feature on here that if you are into like the behind the scenes of filmmaking, they've got a special feature on here called The Making of a Fish Movie. And it basically follows the director of the movie through the whole process. I mean, he talks about and shows a lot of footage of the casting calls, table reads, making of this monster, all the practical effects that went into it, getting the cameras and everything set up out on the lake, like the crew like building these big pontoon style floating rafts and stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff, and it's like a long feature. I didn't even finish it. I mean, I watched about an hour. The movie's shorter than that feature, I think, but pretty cool. Really cool look inside of the making of a movie. The next movie I want to talk about is Endangered Species. Maybe you guys have seen this one in your Walmart shelves there. It's not one of those straight to Walmart type movies. I mean, it was put out by Lionsgate. It's a little bit better than that. It stars Jerry O'Connell. It's got Rebecca Romaine in it. So it's not like your super cheap, low budget type movie, but it is a straight to DVD movie. There's no theatrical release on this one. And the basic plot is, it's an American family on vacation in Africa. The dad just finds out he got fired from his job, and so he's like trying to save as much money as possible. So instead of taking the guided safari, they decide to go out on their own. And they run into a giant rhinoceros that charges their van, knocks their van over, and leaves them kind of stranded out there. No one knows they're out there, in the bush. And, they're trying to make their way back. They got injured a little bit during the attack. And a big group of hyenas is like trying to track them down and kill them, hunt them down. And like a giant leopard, like a pretty aggressive leopard. It sounded like a really good movie. I love my animal attack movies, and it looked pretty cool. It's got a pretty good cast in it, but I don't really recommend this one. I had to not recommend it. If I had to give it like a 1 through 10, I would probably give it about a 5. The story's great. The CGI animals in this actually look really good. And you never hardly say that about CGI animals. I mean, it wasn't Jurassic Park level good, but way better than most of those really crappy, low budget movies. I mean, these look pretty daggone good. So the problem I actually had with the movie was kind of the unlikable characters. The guy's kids are just kind of terrible, and they push a lot of this, eco-friendly kind of shenanigan, like they beat you over the head with, save the earth kind of stuff throughout the movie. And so unlikable characters and, just different things like that. It kind of took some of the fun away from this movie. So I'm not really going to recommend this one. It's a cool slipcover too. I mean, that front is embossed on there. It's got nice colors on there. The next movie I checked out was from Code Red, and it's Deadpit. Now, Deadpit is a movie that I thought I'd seen before. I know I remember seeing this like cover in video stores, like, growing up. And I thought I'd seen the movie. But when I went back to rewatch this, I quickly realized I don't think I've ever seen this movie. It wasn't the movie I was thinking it was. Now, the slipcover on here is awesome. The artwork's really cool. The movie, however, even though it's a new 2K scan, nice job by Code Red. But this movie's garbage. It's just terrible. It's really, really, really bad. It's like student filmmaker kind of bad. The character's not likable. The situation sucks. The acting's horrible. The setting. I mean, there's almost nothing likable about this movie except for the fact that it's got a cool slipcover. I just cannot get behind this one. Can't recommend it at all. Scale of 1 to 10, I give this one a 2, and that's for the packaging. The movie itself gets a 0. It's just god awful. Most people would cut it off midway through it. I can't imagine anyone would like it. I've got 2 more movies to go. It gets better, The next one I've got here is a movie, another one from Code Red, and it's called Blue Monkey. Now, I got to pop it out of the cover here, because you'll see that it's got the title Insect on the Blu-ray cover here, but the slipcover is Blue Monkey. Now, the movie is actually called Blue Monkey. Insect would have been a much better title for the movie, because there's nothing about a blue monkey or a monkey or anything to do with monkey about the movie. And this one also comes from Code Red. It also got a brand new 2K scan. There's the back of the The slipcover, which is the same as the back of the Blu-ray disc. You get a little bit of artwork on the disc there, and it does have reversible cover here. It's reversible art on the cover here, but the reversible cover is just this blue monkey cover instead of the insect cover. This one's kind of an older movie, but it's actually pretty good. It actually looks really good. The 2K scan on this one, way better than the 2K scan on Deadpit. So they must have had a much better negative to work with on this movie. And basically, this movie's it's a monster movie. It's actually kind of a throwback to those old 50s and 60s kind of monster movies, where you had like a giant insect man. And it happens because this old man, he was delivering something to a lady in her greenhouse, and she was taking care of a rare plant. He ends up touching it, and he gets infected with some kind of alien being that grows inside of him. So he ends up at the hospital. There's a whole bunch of other characters that are all at the hospital. That's where the majority of the movie takes place. And eventually the whole hospital goes under lockdown from, like the CDC kind of thing. As the guy who was infected, he continues to, mutate. He, spits out some type of worm. That thing mutates. And we end up with, a full-on monster movie here. The term blue monkey, there's a bunch of cancer kids that are in the movie that are kind of running around, and one of them mentions a blue monkey. And that's the only reason why they call it this movie Blue Monkey. It's a silly reference, I don't know. Don't watch the trailer for this movie. The trailer looks terrible. The trailer was like a standard definition trailer. It looks really low quality. The way they cut the trailer together looks bad. It makes the movie look super horrible. The actual movie, way better than the trailer. If you enjoy those 50s and 60s style monster movies, then I think you would probably enjoy this one. If you think those are a little too cheesy for you, then pass on this one. But I actually kind of enjoyed that one. I liked it a pretty good bit. And the last one I have, and this one is definitely my top recommendation of the week or of this video, and that one is Dogs. This one comes from Scorpion Releasing. I bought this one on the Kino Lorber sale. It's not a Kino title. It's like I said, it's Scorpion Releasing, but they sell it on the Kino website. They also sell it on Amazon. I think it's a little cheaper on Kino. But this movie was really good. Pretty amazing. It's an old movie, 1976. This also got a brand new 2K scan. And it looks fantastic. And of course, this older style movie, they don't use, CGI animals at all. They used real animals. They used 38 different dogs for this movie. And they did a great job with this. There's a few actors in here that you would probably recognize. David McCallum is the one who stars in the movie. And I didn't know him, but I guess he was pretty famous. He was on the show Man from U.N.C.L.E. And, I guess that was pretty popular. I'm not real familiar with the show. I mean, I've heard the name, but, I never watched the show at all. He's an English actor, and he really reminded me of a young Donald Pleasance in this movie. Just the way he spoke, the things that he would kind of say. He sort of had that mystique about him, like a Loomis character. And of course, he was the one that figures out there's something wrong with these dogs. It's about The movie's about these domestic dogs that are, forming packs and attacking their humans, attacking their owners and cattle and pretty much anything. They don't really explain too much why this happens, and they kind of don't give you a resolution. This movie turns out to be a survive the night kind of movie. There's a few incidents that happen before the main night that kind of ramps up to the big finale. But the last 45 minutes of the movie all takes place on this one night, and it's really just a survive the night kind of movie. A lot of it takes place on a college campus, and it's got a big body count for it too. A lot of animal attack movies, it's usually like 2 or 3 body counts. This has got a ton. Like I don't even want to tell you how many. It would kind of spoil some of the movie probably. But yeah, double digits, big time double digits. And God, it was good. Also, there's really cool special features on here. One of them was part of the making of the movie, and the director talks about having to work with all these dogs and how some of the dogs kind of controlled what scenes happened because they just weren't willing to do certain things. So they had to rewrite things, change things up to accommodate the dogs. That was pretty interesting. There was also a news story in here that they talk about. That when the, because this had a theatrical release back in the 76. And they would show TV spots for this movie. And the TV spots were on the disc. There was, the film company got calls from one town, and they told them that they had to pull their ads for the movie because dogs were watching the commercials and were starting to attack their owners. And yeah, that's a real story. Like, that really happened. It was a newspaper article and everything. And they talk about that in this special feature. Kind of a crazy story, People thought their dogs were watching TV, getting ideas, and coming after their owners. Kind of crazy, but super fun. Great movie, though. I really enjoyed this one. Well, that's what I've been watching, guys. I mean, I've watched a little bit of TV. I watch sports. Been watching the college, football playoffs. I watched, I keep following my Chicago Bulls. They're having a killer season. Watch the NFL. Other than that, I mostly watch movies. And I did watch, the Cobra Kai season. And I've been watching a couple things on TV, but nothing major. It's mostly been movies. It's mostly been animal attack and monster movies right now. I still am on a kick for it. I got a few more movies that I definitely want to watch that fit that genre. And so yeah, looking forward to watching some more. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. That's going to do it for today's video. And as always, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you on the next one.